Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Beyond the Ball podcast. Your host Ian here. Joining me as always is Justin. Justin, how's it going? How's the week going post 4th of July weekend?
Yes,
See you're festive with the US jersey on still.
I know. It just, good old DH gate. You know how DH gate
Oh,
takes
that just
like,
came in?
no, listen, so DH gate, usually the orders take about like a month to a month and a half to come in. And I ordered this and I got it in 10 days. It actually
Oh
came
wow.
really quick and the quality, like right now, looks really nice. But I
Yeah.
was like, it's just one day a little too late. So I'm wearing it for the pod. And after this, it's going right back in the closet for a bit.
That is impressive though that it came in 10 days. And yeah, if I'm looking at it right now, I couldn't tell. Maybe the Nike swoosh is too far to the right.
To right, yes.
Is
But it's
maybe
got the
the
World Cup and everything.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and what do you pay for that? Not a
15,
hundred.
15 bucks I paid
Yeah. Perfect. Awesome.
compared to paying 150 for a real jersey. No, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree with it. I love it. So
How
yeah,
are you
now I
doing,
mean now
Ian?
that I'm doing well. I was telling you before, long 4th of July weekend at the Chad Fu household. Had a great time. Saw some great matches. Saw England advance. It was a long Sunday night. Saw the US lose 4-1. I made money on that. It just really things they're looking up, Jay. They're looking up. It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday. We only got 2 days left. I gave myself a haircut. So we're rocking and rolling. Rocking and rolling right through the week. All
I can
right.
see that haircut. Well done.
Well, listeners, tell you what, we got a pretty good slate for you today. It's going to be all World Cup focused. We're going to be going over the round of 16 that has just finished up. Today is the first day without soccer and or football rather, and I don't know how long.
27 days.
But even before that, like we were still having matches and friendlies and stuff. I'm saying just in general without a football
General.
match. It's been
USL Championships on.
Oh, could get into some USL Championship. I know there's also been the Champions League matches, the like the pre qualifiers going on. I
So the
don't know.
Cosmos play tonight. The New York Cosmos.
Oh, well, I'm gonna have to get my itch scratched somehow, so it might have to be the New York Cosmos. But listeners, we got a round of 16 review. We'll go over all those matchups. We had some really great matchups. Then we're gonna get into the quarterfinal preview that will be starting tomorrow with France and Morocco. So we'll get into those four matches and then wrap it up with the Blues Corner. I love that name, the Blues Corner. Just love it.
Yeah, you
Justin.
did a good job naming that one. Well done.
Yeah, good for me. Good for me. Justin, anything on your end before we get going?
No, not
All right.
much.
Let's dive right into it then. First match of the round of 16, we had Canada versus Morocco. This was bad. This was bad. On the 4th of July, 1 o'clock, fireworks, and they were all Moroccan. It was three three nothing Morocco. Just whooped the shit out of Canada. The first half did look respectable. It did end 0-0, but in the second half, whatever was said in that Morocco locker room at halftime really definitely came into fruition in the second half, scoring 3 goals in the 50th minute, 82nd minute, and then in the 90th minute +8. We had 2 assists from Brahim Diaz. We had an assist from Hakimi. And yeah, I mean, they were rocking. The Morocco team was rocking on the 4th of July. Canada, see ya, smell ya. Could have saw that one coming.
No, yeah. For Canada, we knew how their World Cup groups went. We know they weren't tested the most, but to be fair, I actually thought they were the better team in the first half. If you look at if you look at the momentum chart on FootMob, it is all red for that entire first half. And I thought whatever
They did have more shots too, and touches in the box.
They did, but I thought whatever Jesse March did before coming into this game, I thought it worked. I think they high pressed Morocco
Mhm.
and they forced Morocco to play into pressure where their central midfielders were picking up the ball or they made them play long. And Canada was winning that first, if not the first, that second ball. But then, kind of like you said, the halves just flopped.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to Canada, they went the opposite way. The Moroccan coach, whatever he said in the locker room for Morocco, he got them going because it was just a completely different approach, more on the attacking side of the ball, and it just caused Canada tons of problems. And I think after that 50th minute goal, you saw it start to change a little bit. And then that 82nd goal minute, great free kick right off the training ground. The Hakimi
Mhm.
pass on top of the box, good finish near post. But I expected this a little bit.
I did too. And one of the players from the Canada side of the team that I'm really disappointed in is Jonathan David, who I don't think, I know he had some injury problems, but never really looked to do all that much. Wasn't a factor in this match. I mean, was he a factor really in any of the matches? If you're looking
Well,
at a player of,
he had a hat trick against Qatar,
okay,
but
okay,
that's
he
when
had
they
a
were
hat trick
down
against like
to
seven guys. Like I could have had at least a goal that game. That's when they scored seven, right? So
yes.
I kind of take that a bit with a grain of salt. Those three, when he had to show up, I don't think he did.
No, I agree. I what I was confused about is the drama with Alfonso Davies. You don't you know he didn't play at
No,
all last game?
I saw they didn't play.
So supposedly, again, keyword here, supposedly he's dealing with a little bit of an injury.
Okay,
Now, the best player on Canada, in my opinion, and you can probably go ask 100 people, and I would probably say 95 out of 100 would probably say Alfonso Davies is the best player on Canada. Right behind him probably Jonathan David.
sure.
If he has an injury, he shouldn't be on the bench, correct? If he's not going to play, he shouldn't be on the
Yeah.
bench. But if you're down 1-0 and they didn't score their second goal till the 82nd minute, if you're down 1-0 and he's dealing with a little bit of an injury, obviously it wasn't a huge injury. Why don't you let him play the last 15 minutes? Because he's somebody who can change the game for you.
Yeah.
But
No, he is. He only played one match during the World Cup too.
yes, but I think there's a little drama there. I don't like the Jesse March quote after the game. Do you hear about that as well?
No, I did not.
What a privilege our fans what a privilege our fans have had to root a team on like this. That goes after the game. That doesn't play defensive, so like a big shot at Morocco. I would rather be us than them. As good as Morocco is, I would rather be us. Yes, obviously you're coaching the Canadian team, but that's kind of just shots for me. You wouldn't rather be you because you lost and they're going
You
to the
lost 3
quarterfinals.
nil. Who are you? What a dumb thing to say. What a dumb thing to say. He's a jackass.
I know. I like him at sometimes, but that quote was just dumb.
Yeah, that's a stupid take. You play to win. You don't play to appease. Yeah, ugly stuff. Well, whatever. They're going home. Three Morocco, nil Canada, and the Morocco team plays France next because France played Paraguay also on Saturday. This was a 5 p.m. kickoff, and the only goal, surprisingly, was an Mbappe penalty in the 70th minute. But I'm not quite sure how that was the only penalty, how there weren't the Paraguay didn't have a yellow card.
I know. This was not a football match. This was a rugby match.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just
This
looking
should
through some of the Paraguay stuff now. 29 tackles.
no, yeah. The crazy thing to
13 fouls committed and not one yellow card.
that's the crazy thing to me. The amount of fouls that happened, how France had three yellow cards, Paraguay had
None.
zero cards. And again, I think this whole game was just a mess, like starting from the beginning. I think France did struggle to break down that very low block. And Paraguay had a game plan coming into here. We're going to sit back as deep as we can, as long as we can, and we're not even going to try to counterattack because they didn't really try to counterattack. They would just try to sit back as long as they can. It worked for the first half, and then eventually this France team is so powerful that eventually they're going to break through and get a chance. And it was the correct call, it was a penalty kick. And then I think after that, it just started to get ugly.
Yeah.
It was the
Yeah.
it was the worst game of football I've seen from a team in my life. I think the tactics from Paraguay were disgusting. And I just think a lot of those challenges were really, really ugly. Like I'm surprised they didn't have any cards. I'm surprised they didn't have a red once or twice. It was bad.
Yeah, no, I agree. And then I don't know how much you saw about this after the fact, but the Paraguayan senator, her name is
Is this the
Celeste
woman?
Amarilla, yeah, who decided to go on a basically a racist rant against Mbappe after the match. And now that Mbappe has responded, she has doubled down, essentially saying she's going to threaten lawsuits against him and threatening him further. I mean, disgusting. disgusting behavior from the Paraguay team. And for
Lawsuit for what?
me, it looks like him destroying her character or something. Because I guess he responded online and she didn't like it. Yeah, so I mean, to me, this is a whole lot of Paraguay should be banned from some FIFA events. You cannot have the senator of your nation going out and making racist remarks against the French national team. It's not okay on any level.
No, I
That's where
agree.
I mean, some sort of sanction has to happen if it's not matches that they can't play in, some sort of fine. But I mean, disgusting. And the way they played, in truth, like you said, was rugby. It was disgusting. At no point in time did Paraguay look like they wanted to play football. They just looked like they wanted to injure the French players and see if they can get it to penalties and see if they can, win their way from there. That's all they wanted to do.
And I will give France credit because they didn't go at them
Yeah.
with all the shit they were doing. Like they were smart about everything. I know when you saw Mbappe get his PK, they were stomping on the PK spot. Dembele had
Hmm.
the ball, they were holding, and then I know after when Mbappe scored, he gave the goalie a little laugh.
Yep.
They did a good job of controlling themselves.
Yeah, you have to because you know what they're trying to do, and it's to try to get one of you sent off, and then you get an extra 30 minutes. Yeah. I hated the way that Paraguay played, but France advancing, love to see that. And I mean, I think after that match too, they look every bit of the favorite. Now they've shown that they could blow teams out. Now they've shown that they could win that 1-0 match. So that's going to be a really interesting matchup between them and Morocco tomorrow.
And I don't think another team left in this tournament is going to sit back like Paraguay did. I don't think Morocco's going to be a team that's just going to, we'll talk in the predictions, that Morocco's just going to sit back for 90 minutes.
No, Morocco won't, but
No.
maybe others. There could be another.
You
We'll get
think
to
so?
it.
Oh, we'll get
Yeah,
to it.
there's one. There's one I see. The next match that we had Sunday, July 5th, Norway 2, Brazil 1. And that man showed up.
Overrated.
That
Overrated.
man
I've
showed
told you
up.
they're overrated.
All showed up. 2 goals. 70th, 79th minute, basically just tossing Gabriel aside, and then bangs one home in the 90th minute like it was nothing. Like it was nothing. And then Neymar converts a penalty 10 minutes after the 90 and then decides to like go in and like cheer in the keeper's face after like they lost. Like that was
I
it. I'm
know,
pretty sure that was
yeah.
the last kick. And
That
then
that
like
was that's called happy retirement.
20 seconds later, he's on the ground crying. It's like, why are you a jackass? You just lost. But yeah, no, I mean, I watched that match and Brazil did not look good. Norway, I think, could have scored even in the first half. I think there was a very, very close offside called early on in that match. Brazil, too, though, what did they have? A penalty kick.
Bruno
Yeah.
Grandmas missed it.
Bruno, Bruno missed a penalty in the first half, kept it 0-0. That was in the 14th minute. It was really early.
I don't know why
Um,
Vinny Jr.'s not taking that penalty kick, by
I
the way.
don't get it. I don't get it either. That was the first thing I thought about as well. As soon as I saw Bruno go up there, I'm like, that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I would have assumed, Vinny's kind of your PK guy, given
Well,
all the experience he
supposedly,
has. And
supposedly what I heard from Ancelotti is Vinny Jr. wasn't even in the top five list of penalty kicks
oh, that makes
if it went
sense.
to penalty kicks.
Oh, that makes sense because if I'm looking at their roster right now and who the starting
I don't know who the
lineup
other ones
was,
were.
the other five you're talking about Casemiro, Martinelli, Gumarai, Cunha, and Ryan. Really?
Maybe. I don't know.
That's stupid. Well, yeah, I mean, Brazil, I disappointing. Never got into any sort of gear, I think, this World Cup. They looked all right against Scotland. I think that's probably the best they looked. And two of those goals were the keeper giving it away.
Hmm.
As for Norway, like I said, as long as you got that man Holland up front, something good's going to happen. And I think the middle of their field, I think I think we did not talk enough about this midfield of Berge, and Odegaard. And Odegaard. Those are three names right there.
Odegaard looks very good for Norway.
He does.
He's a completely different player from Arsenal and Norway.
And then you have
Because
a holding def Oh, go ahead.
I think he's crap on Arsenal, but watching him on Norway, he's a class player.
It's
You
because of
disagree
the
with me?
tactics. No,
I
I
disagree.
think he does look like crap on Arsenal, but I think any attacking midfielder on a team that likes to pass side to side is going to look like crap.
True.
Like they don't want him to pass it straight forward. They want him to just pass it to Saka and then get a ball into the box. So I agree he does look like shit for Arsenal, but I don't think that's his fault. The other player I just mentioned, Sander Berge, Berge, Fulham guy. I hadn't heard a lot about him. He's balling out. 28 years old, had 130 touches in that match. He's their holding midfielder. And then Berg, Berg, I've heard of him before, and I didn't mention him. I don't know if you remember in the build up to the World Cup. He's the fella out of Bodo Glimt, their attacking midfielder.
Yes, I do remember you
He's
saying about him.
yeah. So and he has been playing great. He had a shot on target, three passes into the final third, few good dribbles. So I mean, we might have been under talking about this midfield. And I do think this fella Berg, Berg, from Bodo Glimt, he's probably going to end up playing big time football soon.
No, it's a possibility.
I think a
But
lot of these players, and I'm really interested to see a lot of these players from these smaller clubs where they end up playing. I mean, we saw a lot of like excellent goalkeepers so far this World Cup too. I was even the fellow from Japan. Guy's incredible. Some of these guys are making 7, 8 saves in a match. It's like, well, and we have fucking Robert Sanchez.
it's like the goalie from Cape Verde, the 40-year-old,
Yeah, like
who's crazy. If he was a little bit younger,
bro, I don't care. I'll give him now. He's better than Robert Sanchez right now. Give me him. We could talk about that on the Blues corner. But yeah, some of these players from these smaller nations and players that you've never heard of, they came out to play.
I
This
would
has
even
been,
take
I
the.
think, been a great World Cup. I think as far as the product.
Oh, I think everything's great. I'd even take the Norway keeper, Orion
Yeah,
Nyland.
yeah,
He
he's huge.
he saved Norway in that first half. He made
Hmm.
some very crucial saves,
He had that save on the
double
header.
saves. He's looked good, but like you said, Norway is just playing such smart football right now.
Yeah.
And the thing is, whenever you have Holland, you have a chance. We always say that. But the thing with this Norway team is they are so clinical. If you
Hmm.
give them two quality chances, they're putting them in the back of the net.
They are.
And I
Yeah.
can't say that for a lot of these other teams in the tournament. And obviously, we know Holland does have 7 goals, but it's not like Norway's getting six chances a game because they're not. They're getting a few chances, but like you said, they're putting them away. But they've been exciting to watch. For Brazil, I just think overrated. I think they did miss a João Pedro. I think he would have made this team better.
I
I know
was saying that because they're putting
I
the ball in the boxes. Nobody to finish.
I know we've talked about that. I thought Vinny Jr. was okay this tournament. I thought he had that one moment against Morocco where he had that nice goal. And then I think of the other game he was good, but your star players need to show up in big games. And to me, this was a big game, and Vinny Jr. didn't show up. And to be fair, I actually thought their best player was Bruno Guimaraes the entire tournament. I actually thought he was really good in the middle. But Brazil team is just different. They don't have that star power anymore, it looks like.
Yeah. Yeah, there's not that one player in the past where one or two players where you can depend on to come and make something out of nothing.
Yes.
That used to be Vinny. That used to be before this was Neymar, and it just wasn't there. They were lacking that for sure this World Cup.
Yeah.
Surprising. Surprising. Moving along, Mexico 2, England 3 Sunday night. And this one, my God, this took years off my life. England looked horrific in the first half, and then Bellingham comes out of nowhere, 2 goals in quick succession, 36th and 38th minutes. He's been playing this World Cup like a man, absolutely possessed. We had a Quinones,
Quinones.
Quinones goal in the 42nd minute for Mexico. And then this is where the game really changed. A Kwanzaa red card in the 54th minute did go to review after the yellow card. It was clear as day red card. I have
Yes.
no doubt about that one. But then the way that England stuck in there for the next 60 or I'm sorry, 30 plus minutes and just played hard-nosed defense. They ended up going 3-1. They had a Kane PK. They did end up giving up a penalty to Raul Jimenez in the 69th minute that he did convert, but that was it. For the rest of the match, they ended up just digging their tails in and not conceding. 67% of the ball was for Mexico. So obviously England really just didn't have anything of the ball. And if you look at the momentum chart, basically starting in the 75th minute, it was all Mexico for the rest of the match. Just cross after cross into the box, balls being headed out by Dan Burn. Dude looked like he looked electric. He only played 20 minutes, but those 20 minutes, probably the most important 20 minutes that England has had in a World Cup match in a very long time. Because if it wasn't for him, I do suspect some of those crosses were finding their intended target. How do I feel going forward now? I don't fucking know. I don't know, but all I'm gonna say is that one was sweet. That one was sweet. Doing it at the Azteca, that was sweet. And good,
Yeah.
you know who I like a lot too? The Mexico coach. That dude was funny. You see him? He's like, "Hey, Gordon." Gordon goes over. He's like, "Fuck you." He just starts like dying laughing. Oh, that's awesome. What were your
No,
thoughts on the match? I know it was a late
no,
Sunday night one, but
I kind of think you kind of hit that on the spot because the way that game went the first 15, 20 minutes, I was like, England is holding on by a straw. Like
yeah,
it
it
was
looked
all
bad.
it was all Mexico, and that was my biggest thing coming into Mexico City with the altitude and everything like that. Was England gonna get through the first 20 minutes? Because
You mean
if Mexico.
Alta Jude?
Oh my God, that's the corniest thing I've heard all week. That was going to be the thing. If they were able to get through that first 15 minutes, they'd be okay. If they got scored in the first 10 minutes, that place was just going to explode. And as much as they didn't look great, I think they got through that. Probably even say it was more than 15, 20 minutes. I'd probably say it was for probably 30 minutes of the first half. And then,
Yeah.
to be fair, Jude Bellingham right now is a top five player in the World Cup. And by the end of this tournament, depending on how far England goes, he can be in my top three conversation of best players that have performed at this World Cup. Because he's been some of me wants to say he's been better than Harry Kane. And that's just you're an England fan, so you may disagree with me, but I think he's been all over the place. Both of those goals he sprinted from half field to get to. He
Mhm.
looked exhausted after 90 minutes. Like he fought for England
That's
that
when he's at
game.
his best, though, is when he's playing
Playing
both sides, like actually doing that and not just fucking sitting up top. So I
so
think by going down to 10, that enforced it. But I agree. I was not the biggest Bellingham fan because I think at times at Real Madrid, he just falls into the shadows to the point where I'm like, what is this guy about? Right. And I don't think he's shown up in the world or on the national stage like this before. So seeing him do this is not surprising to me, but it's yeah, I would say a bit surprising. I would say a
Tuchel.
bit because I would say if it wasn't for him, we would not be in the position we're at.
No, absolutely not.
Like if we had brought any other attacking midfielder, if we had probably gone any other way, I don't, or just not played him. And I remember that was a little bit with Tuchel. He almost didn't bring him at all. Remember that
That is
because his
true.
mom didn't like him or some bullshit. Yeah, no. So I think to your point, I think he's looked great. I think he's looked great, and I think this Norway match will break it down a little bit, but this is going to be an all-time match on Saturday. I think this is going to be one for like put it on your DVR. You still DVR shit?
No, it's 2026. I
We're
don't
going to
do
be
DVRs.
watching this 30 years from now. Somehow, some way, we're going to be watching this 30 years from now.
Probably gonna be dead in 30 years. So can we pick like 25?
Woo-wee. All right. I hope not. It's only like 64. If I only, dude, that's like not even retirement. Jeez. Anyway, I could go on about that. Next batch of matches Monday. This was really boring. Monday's match: Portugal versus Spain. Nil Portugal, one Spain. This was a 3 o'clock kickoff, and I don't think either of these teams wanted to win the match. Obviously, one team did, and that was a Mikel Merino goal in the 90 plus one. So it took full 90 minutes to get a goal on the board, and it just didn't really wasn't that appetizing of a match for me. It was very back and forth, very kind of neutral. You didn't know which way it was going to go. I thought it was going to go to I thought it was going to go to overtime from halftime. I thought there was no way that
Extra
anybody
time.
was yeah, extra time. Sorry, there's the American in me. I thought I was going to go to extra time. I Portugal just really what a fucking letdown this World Cup, man. Like we talk about, I mean, we both had them winning the World Cup or at least I did. And then I juiced up their fucking talking about their midfield. Holy shit. Holy shit. They looked like shit. They look like shit. And Spain didn't look much better. They just looked a level above shit. They
Yeah.
still don't have they still don't have a striker. I am not afraid of either of those teams in the next round. I don't think either of those teams are going to make the World Cup final. Well, Portugal
Uh,
can't.
I was about to
But
say
if I'm
one
taking
cat
Spain, Spain eventually has to play
France.
Yeah, I got France if that happens in the semis.
No, I agree. I think it was out of all these games was a snooze
Wh-
fest.
Where's Lamine? Where's everyone boy Lamine? Still not showing up on the national stage and can only play when he's playing in that Barcelona offense and they feed him the ball, but
I
can't
still
fucking get
do
anything
think
going.
he's hurt. He is definitely going through an injury,
His
and I
fucking
think
ego's hurt because he
I
sucks.
but I still think the kid's still what 18, 19 years old. But no, I get what you're saying. If he's gonna be cocky like that, he needs to show up. I don't think he's been
You're
at
gonna
his
go
best.
headband. You're gonna go fucking colored hair.
But going back to the game again, we it literally felt like I was watching two Arsenal squads play each other, and no offense to Arsenal, but Spain just we know how Spain they possession based, and then you have Portugal, who Roberto Martinez is killing this team as manager. Thank God he's gone now, because I think he was a big reason of how bad this team was because his tactics. Vitinha and Bruno, who are probably your best three center mids in the world, were brutal to watch this tournament.
Yeah.
They led the World Cup in backwards passes.
I'm trying like when I would watch, I had no idea what they were trying to do as an all
I
I don't
I
have no words, man. Like
I saw so many runs from Ronaldo. If it
the
was Joe
US looked better than
Felix,
Portugal.
if it was Joe Felix, if it was Neto, making runs in between the center back and the outside back, or getting in behind the two center backs, and Bruno or Vitinha, and even Joe Neves would say, "Nope, put my foot on it, and let's go back to our center back and reset." Like that's why and again, I don't want to get into it. This is why like everyone was like, "Oh, Ronaldo's washed" and stuff like that. Ronaldo, what's Ronaldo good at? He's not going to be taking people on.
He's a poacher.
he's not at that age anymore. He wants the ball delivered in the box. He wants to get in behind, but when you don't give him those chances, nothing's going to happen. But I just think again, like you said, Portugal was one of those teams that we said, and even the world said, this is the best roster that Portugal has ever had,
Hmm.
and they just underperformed to the maximum. And again, I keep saying I think Roberto Martinez was a big reason this team was a letdown.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree 100%. The tactics never looked right. The offense never got going. They played very afraid football, I think, the entire World Cup. I mean, you look at that roster and you think this team should be having 3 or 4 goals a match,
Yes.
right? And it just never clicked, and that's on coaching. You can't have that many talented players and say it's on the players. There's just no way in the world. No way in the world you have those players and you say it's on the players. It's on the coach. It's on the coach for not getting anything going.
And they just signed. I think it's the Al Nassr coach is the new Portugal coach now. I forget his name.
Like already.
I I know. Heck,
Like,
I was quick, but supposedly
come on.
that was always gonna happen. They
But
said.
like, why? That's so dumb. Just wait. What's the point?
Yeah,
Whatever.
there's no rush.
Yeah, like there's no rush. You got 4 years. Whatever. All right, Jay, you're gonna take this. USA won, Belgium four. The only thing I'm gonna say is I knew it was gonna happen. You can go on. You go on your little soapbox here. Do you want me to? I'll break it down for everybody. I'll give the recap.
That's fine. Go ahead.
Anytime Charles de Ketelaere scores 2 goals in the first half, that's when you know you're in fucking trouble. He stinks. But we had a de Ketelaere goal in the 9th minute, and then a Malik Tillman goal in the 31st. I mean, he looked really good this World Cup. Another a free kick. I mean, he did get lucky; it was deflected in. Still a goal.
He's been our best player this tournament, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I agree. And then de Ketelaere another goal in the 33rd. Vanaken a goal in the 57th, and then Lukaku another fucking goal, dude. He's nuts. I think that's 3 consecutive World Cups where he scored coming off the bench. 12 years apart. That's nuts. But yeah, U.S. looked Tim Ream, man, what the fuck?
That was bound to happen.
That was so bad. I mean, the goal where Tim Ream just the keeper. I don't know, man. You take it away. It didn't look good. Belgium whooped their ass.
No, I think there's a lot of things that I can put into perspective here. I think the entire Balogun drama situation was a big factor just going into this game. Just
Sure.
because of what everyone's hearing and all this stuff. And you can't lie, it's in the back of your head. I don't care as a professional as well. There's still I think I love Poch as much as I do. I think he's been the best coach we've had, but I think he got outcoached here. I thought before the game when they benched Doku and KDB, I was very shocked with that decision, and obviously it worked. It worked to perfection.
They were showing you that, yeah,
But
you're
I
not
just
there.
everything was just awful. And I think the most upsetting part about this is you played really good football going into this game. You played a really good game against Paraguay. You played a really good game against Australia. You played a really good game against Turkey with your second string team. You played a really good game against Bosnia playing a man down. Now you come into a game to get redemption on Belgium from years ago, and you just give up dumb goals, and that's what pissed me off. If this team lost 3-1, 4-2, 3-2, whatever, and fought, I would completely understand it. But every goal was so shit, which is the most upsetting part. Like you said, Tim Ream, 38 years old. He was good the first two games for us. He wasn't bad. Eventually that old age was gonna hit us. Freeze, goalkeeper. I don't even know what to say about him. You can put a trash can there and he'd probably take a better first touch. But the biggest thing with this USA team is this USA team has the same problem every World Cup. Group stage, you're playing teams that aren't highly ranked in the FIFA rankings. And we know the rankings don't mean shit to a lot of people. But when you come to play these big dogs, in Belgium, we are counting as a big dog because they are a top 10 team, I guess you could say, in the rankings. We're not ready for them because we play in the CONCACAF. We're playing Guatemala. We're playing Honduras. That's not going to get us better when it comes to playing these teams. Like I said, Belgium, previously it was Netherlands. We're not going to be ready for it.
I've heard this argument that you want that people want them to go to CONMEBOL, right?
Yes.
But then
I don't know if
the US will never qualify for anything.
I don't know how they can do it.
I don't think they
Probably
can. I don't
I
think
don't
that's a
know how
thing.
I don't know how it works. Or you just got to schedule more friendlies with tougher competition and play your full starters all the time.
The thing is, the US has pretty much peaked. It's not going to get any better. And that's not like it's just because our infrastructure is not in place like the rest of these European countries are, that is going to make kids go and want to play just football and only that. We have too many other sports. We have too many other things for them to do. I mean, how many kids today, they're just seasonal sport people, right? Like fall comes around, it's footy. Winter, it's basketball.
Basketball
Spring,
all
it's
around.
summer, right? Like in Europe, it's footy, footy, footy. So I think that is the biggest thing we're going to face. And that's never going to change unless you start cutting out competitive sports. And I don't see how you do that. Right. So I think where we're at, I don't ever see us winning the World Cup. I think that's pretty outlandish to think just because of where we're at. And I think where we're going, and I think just the other competing sports. America, soccer is just not that big, football. It's just not that big.
No, I do think it did bring it closer this year just because you saw some type of potential. But like you said, the US is never going to be a football first sport
No, I think we have to give
that
up
we
that notion.
focused.
Yeah.
But again, to me, it was just were we supposed to make it to the round of 16? Yes, I think that was the one spot. I think I said this last episode, the one spot that they said this was like our goal to get to, but it was
Hmm.
definitely reachable to get to that quarterfinals. But again, just the way we went out is the most frustrating part about everything.
Yeah, nobody showed up. It looked real
No,
bad.
exactly.
Not the
But
finish you wanted. Not the finish you wanted, but it's the finish y'all got.
gonna remember
Yesterday's
that.
matches, we did have two. I just made that up. We had two. Argentina 3, Egypt 2. Egypt was going to advance. They were going to knock them out. They were up 2-0. Ibrahim and Zico goals, but then that man Messi showed up. He showed up in the second half, Jay. Christian Ramiro goal, assist by Lionel Messi makes it 2-1 in the 70th, ninth minute. And then a goal by who else? Lionel Messi in the 83rd minute. And then the Blues brother, Enzo Fernandez, wraps shit up with a header of his own, assisted by Lautaro Martinez in the 90th plus two. And that was it. Argentina advances, and all is right with the world. Not sure how Egypt even got in that situation, to be honest. I was watching that match. Argentina, to be honest, I watched, and Messi missed a penalty kick, but Argentina had all of the ball, had all of the control. Egypt hit him on two counters. But Argentina, man, when they got that guy Messi, the best in the world by far, what else is there to say? Winners win.
Nah, I thought like you said, Egypt was
They were one foot in the door,
they
dude.
they were lethal on that counterattack. Like you said,
Lethal.
they got those two chances. Well, they got three. I'll talk about that one in a second. And they were great counterattacks. Like with speed, decision making, transition was great. And you thought sorry, not England, Egypt was going to be fine until, like you said, that 79th minute. And then you kind of felt how much longer can Egypt actually hold on? Because they weren't even trying to connect passes anymore. They were just clearing
Yeah.
it out far. They
Just
were clearing it
booting
out
it.
for throw-ins. And like the back of my mind too, I was just like, whenever you have Messi as well, you're never safe. We all know that. But I was like, once they got that second one, I was like, yep, this game's over. They're gonna score another. They're gonna score another one.
As soon as it
But
became tied, I was like, that's it.
that's it. Yeah, that's how I felt. But it's like for some reason it's like Argentina likes to play down. I feel like it's kind of been like that in the knockouts for them because they haven't looked the greatest. Because I think their defense is very questionable, just how they're playing.
I think the
But
whole squad is questionable. If it wasn't for Messi, I mean, how many other goals do they have this World Cup?
very true. But it
Like,
seems just like they go down and then they wait for like the 70th minute. They're like, oh, we should probably start playing now.
yeah,
But
yeah.
lots of questionable calls in this game.
Here we go.
I'm not gonna get into detail. I think that goal that Zico, is that his name?
Yep.
Zelko?
Zico.
Zico scored. Very questionable on that. That's on the other side of the field, and the guy dribbles 60 yards and scores. So I don't know about that. There was some questionable calls that were missed. I'm not gonna get into detail with it, but
Is the questionable
yeah.
call the one where Mo Salah got dispossessed in the box?
No, there was a couple other ones. There was ones
Okay.
where someone got smacked in the face intentionally. They didn't check it. There was a
That's a
couple.
shame. That's
But
a shame.
did you hear the Egyptian coach?
It's like rigged for Argentina.
Perhaps they wanted to keep the world champion in the competition. Perhaps they wanted Messi to stay in the running. And then the Egyptian Football Association filed an official complaint
Dude,
to
it's so
FIFA
embarrassing. It's so
calling for the
embarrassing.
immediate exclusion of the referee.
That's right. That's right. You just throw your toys out when you fucking lose. Yeah,
But
that's the way to
no,
handle things.
it was a great game, and you can say Argentina's probably had the best two games. Cape
Yeah.
Verde came down to the wire, and this game came down to the wire, but
They got that
Argentina moves
dog in them,
on.
man.
No,
Dude,
they
they
do.
got that dog in him, and that win, you could tell that meant something else for Messi. He was like an emotional wreck after that match. You could tell it meant something for him.
Yeah.
He wanted that.
You think they're getting worn down a little bit though?
Maybe he is.
He is, yeah.
Maybe he is because he's got to fucking
Yes.
carry them all. Like nobody else has shown up.
That is
Nobody else
true,
has
yeah.
shown up for Argentina. If it was not for Messi at 38 years old doing what he's doing, which is like I said, I knew he was gonna. I did. He's all of their team right now. It's kind of ridiculous.
He could have 10 goals by now if he made both of his penalty kicks.
It's so many
Which is
goals.
crazy to think about 10 goals in a World Cup and he'd still have at least 3 games to go.
Well, at least one.
Sorry, at least one, maximum three.
Yes. Switzerland, Colombia. Didn't see this one coming. Switzerland nil, Colombia nil. Goes to added extra time. Still nil nil. Then
This was
penalties.
a snooze fest.
Switzerland makes it through on penalties, but yes, it was definitely a snooze fest, and I think that's just the way Colombia played this entire tournament. I think they had what, 3 goals, maybe four, the entire tournament. Really, really boring stuff out of them. Just really boring. Nobody showed up. Luis Diaz, eggshell, James Rodriguez. Netflix put the doc out at the wrong time, fellas. Like he looked like shit too. Yeah, Colombia definitely. And I had them going pretty deep, and in the tournament in my brackets, and definitely spoke very highly of them going into the tournament. But no, man, they looked really bad. And shouts to Switzerland for getting it done. I think their next matchup is going to be a tough one against Argentina. When I was talking about teams that are going to park the bus in their next match, could be them. But Yeah, this was a snooze fest. Shouts to Switzerland for making it through. And Colombia, that's just you go back home with your tail between your legs after that. Embarrassing showing.
No, I agree. Again, I just think Switzerland had the plan defensively, which they did. They lacked Switzerland really lacked any attacking part of the game as well. And I think similar, Colombia just couldn't break down that low Swiss block. I know they had that one chance right at the end of I don't know if it was extra time. It was right at the extra time when Zaka passed the ball back and it went right to the Colombian player Kempez and he hit it over the bar and then it went to penalty kicks. These have been some of the worst penalty shootouts I have
Real
seen this
bad.
entire tournament. And why are we continuing to let center backs take PKs? I don't think one center back
When they said
has
Akanji was
made it
taking
yet.
the cut kick, I was like, Manuel Akanji's the one
At
taking
like number
penalties right
two, I
now?
think he was too. It was
Yeah,
like
that
the
was
second
number
or
two.
third to go.
Right. I don't understand it. I also don't understand like the walk up and like the stutter step. That shit, it doesn't work. It's clearly
It
not
works
work.
for some players, but no, I get what you're saying.
Some, I feel like every
I
person
think
I've watched,
goalies, I think goalies are starting to get onto it though. Because
right?
back then it was you stutter and the goalie's already on one side,
They're
you just
off.
pass it
Yeah,
in. But now they're being more
they don't
patient with
move.
it and you're not getting as much power on it, of course.
No,
So now you just got to guess the side.
right. So it makes it easier for them. But I would love to see guys just walk up and blast the fucking thing.
Smash it, yeah.
Just blast it right down the middle. Like if you were to just run up and kick it as hard as you could right down the middle, they'd be like, "Holy shit! I'm jiving out of the way." There you go.
I don't think they're gonna dive out of the way, but
Dude, I guarantee you, if you just towed the ball as hard as you could straight
who the
ahead,
who's towing a penalty kick in the World Cup?
Manuel Kanji should have towed his penalty kick. Gabriel should have towed his penalty kick.
Or they should have just picked a side and went for it. They
Yeah,
get like
well,
that
that
better
too.
than going up and towing a ball from a
I think
professional
I think the
footballer.
toe job is perfect. Give him a nice toe job in there.
All right, we're gonna
All
get you
right,
out in the field, and you're gonna tow a penalty kick. We'll see how it works out.
I've done it before, just not with anybody on the other side, but like I've kicked it hard with my toe. All right, Jay. Anything more on the round of 16 before we give our predictions out for the quarters?
No, we were blessed with some very good games in the
Yeah.
round of 16.
We absolutely were. And I think we're gonna get the same thing in these quarterfinal matchups here as we dive into them. The first one we have, and they start off tomorrow, it's gonna be 4 o'clock, France versus Morocco. I got France in this one. I do know Morocco has obviously been on a heater. They're a very defensive team, but I'll say you can't. I'll say it every week until it happens. You can't sleep on those forwards of France. They score too many goals. They're going to figure it out. And I mean, if you look at them defensively, they've only allowed 1 or 2 goals all World Cup. So they have the defense settled down as well. They don't need to force everybody forward. They only need 4 or 5 guys to be up front, which allows them to keep 4 or 5 guys back. So I think Morocco is going to run into that as a team that's so used to playing on the counter. They may not be able to play on the counter, especially if you just have Barcola, Olise, Mbappe, and Dembele. They might, all right, you four fucking free for all. You might need 8 guys to cover those four. So I see France winning it. I don't think it's going to be a runaway, but I think it'll be a close match. I think it'll be a good one, but give me France here.
No, I kind of have the same thing. We're two different sides of football here. Attacking football versus elite defense, kind of
Mm-hmm.
similar to what you said. And I do feel like Morocco are going to have to open up. And once
Eventually,
they
yeah.
once they open up, that attack is just going to leave pockets for France's transition game to explode.
They're
And
too
like you said,
fast.
you name those 4 players, and you can bring Cherky off the bench. You can bring Dewey off the bench. It doesn't matter, but I don't think they're going to be able to sit back that long. And I could be wrong. Maybe they do sit back the entire game and it works, and they hit France on the counterattack once and they do score. But to me, I just think it's not going to work. And I think France wins two
I have a
zero here.
hard time seeing France not scoring.
Exactly. Yes.
Hard time seeing that team not scoring the way they're playing. I know they only
I
managed
agree.
one against Paraguay, but maybe I think some of those guys should have been sent off with some of those fouls.
Oh, yeah. Again, I can't see France losing.
No, I can't either. Friday, July 10th, 3 o'clock, Spain, Belgium. Uh, I am going to take Belgium here. I know I've been calling them the old men all tournament, but they're very technically sound. I don't think they're going to be outpaced by Spain. I'm not. I have not been impressed by Spain at all this tournament. None of their playmakers, it looks like, have showed up, and I think Belgium. So they got some of those guys have showed up. Lukaku showing up. I take this as the upset of the round right here. I just think
Really
Spain
think,
is playing so poorly right now that Belgium has a chance. I don't think they're world
but
beaters. Like I think they're
but
just.
does it worry that Spain? You don't think Spain has played so well and they're still dominating teams? They've had 6 games in a row with a clean sheet, which is a World Cup record, by the way.
I don't think they've been dominating teams. I think they've won matches. I don't think they've dominated teams. I don't think they dominated Portugal.
But I look at it here like if Belgium doesn't score, they lose unless it
Well,
goes
yeah,
0-0
man, no shit.
PKs.
That's how things go. But I could see Belgium scoring. Like, I can see them scoring. I think offensively, Belgium has shown me enough this World Cup. They scored a lot of fucking goals this World Cup.
Who?
Belgium.
They had that one game where
Did they
they
not just
had a
blow
lot.
four past the US?
Besides that, they have not been good at all.
I don't know. I would take a look back at that. I think they've been quite involved this World Cup. I think some of these players from Belgium have done some scoring damage. They definitely scored more than Spain.
They scored 5 against New Zealand.
Okay.
I don't count that.
Four against the US, so that's nine in total.
They
That's
did
two
have three.
matches.
They did have 3 against Senegal.
Okay, well now we're up to
Yeah.
12.
No, I don't think. I think Spain. Again, we're gonna see again 2 more sides. Spain's gonna be controlled in the midfield, anchored by Rodri. I think Belgium's presents a lethal transition squad, which again they're gonna get on. They're gonna get on the counter attacks. I just think Spain's defensively structured is so good that it's very hard to get past them, and we saw that against Portugal. We've seen that the entire group. And the thing to me is, I don't think has hit their full potential yet. I don't think Lamine Yamal has hit his full potential yet, which it can go off any second. And I just think Belgium is hit or miss this World Cup. Like you said, they dominate the USA. And then the game before against Senegal, they looked like crap until the 86th minute. And then you had games with them. They did crush New Zealand. Then they played Iran and Egypt, and they looked really bad against them. So to me, it's going to depend which Belgium team you get. And they just lost one of their better players, Onana, with the torn ACL,
Mhm.
who was all over the place. But I'm going to take Spain here in a 2-1 win. But I think Spain dominates this game in possession. But I think Spain goes up 2-0 and Belgium gets a late one.
Okay. All right. Agree to disagree there. Agree to disagree.
It's fine with me, brother.
That brings me into Saturday. And this is, I said, I don't know if I said it on the pod yet. I think this is going to be the best match of the quarterfinal round. We got Norway, England, 5 o'clock kickoff. Set your ass down, watch that match. You're going to have some great Norway attack out of Holland. I think he's really going to cause England some trouble. I think Norway will cause England some trouble, and I'm going to go with Norway here.
Aren't you an
I am
England
going to.
fan?
I am an England fan, but I have to think about everything in front of me. I think Norway's been on a heater. I think Holland is a great striker. I don't know if England, who's weak defensively at the back right now with all the injuries and the red card on Konsa, I don't. Who's going to stop them? Like who's going to stop them? You're going to tell me John Stones is going to step up and stop Erling Holland? No shot. And I do think Odegaard is going to cause some trouble. Declan Rice is on a yellow card. He's going to have to be careful. Bellingham's on a yellow card already. He's going to have to be careful because I know that they're thinking ahead to the next match already. Reece James isn't back. I'm really concerned with England at the back. Really concerned. If they gave up two to Mexico, I could easily see that, Norway putting two or three past Pickford. I could see three if they can't play, if they have more injuries. And then offensively, it's Bellingham and Kane. And I do think that the middle of the field defensively for Norway is big and they're strong. And I think they're going to give Kane some trouble. How do you like that?
I see a high scoring game.
Yeah, yeah, I think there's going to be goals.
I see a high scoring game. I know for sure Norway's front line is going to break to the England defense
Yes.
because England's defense has been leaking goals over tournament. I know that for sure. But I think England has that pedigree throughout the group stages and throughout the tournament and navigating like late pressure that carries them over the finish line. And I feel like you've seen that with them lately is those last 15, 20 minutes they're starting to push. A lot of these games they've been behind, even in the group stages, they've been behind the last 15, 20 minutes, or they've had to deal with that constant pressure like they did against Mexico. And I thought they've done a good job here. But to me, it's Holland versus Kane. Which striker shows up more, and it's Holland versus basically the entire Premier League, because
Yeah.
the entire. So I think they have the advantage there a little bit, just because they know what they're gonna get. But kind of like you said, what do England do at defense? Who do they bring in? Is Spence start? They did say Reece James will be fit by that game. Does he come in? What do they do? But I think with all this, I have England winning 4-2.
Ooh, wow. You think
Just
four
I
goals for England?
four goals. I think we're going to see a goal in the first 10 minutes of this game,
I think it'll be high scoring. I
but
think it'll be high scoring. It's not that I can't see England winning. I'm just taking Norway because they're on a bit of a run right now, and I like the way that all the fans are getting behind him. I do think that they're playing with house money. They've never made it this far. And I think for England, it's kind of the reverse. I mean, it's always coming home. It's always supposed to have come home. Maybe they're feeling some pressure, right? Maybe Norway's the easy team. They're supposed to beat them, right? I already know that back on Talk Sport, they're talking about this like it's, the easy match. I could see them overlooking it. So that's why I do have Norway here. I do.
okay, that's fair. I just think both teams are coming off a high.
Yeah. No, I agree. And I think, yeah, England are coming off a very big high. That was a huge match against Mexico, obviously. Big win. So it's going to be a great match here regardless. And that will bring us to the snooze fest on Saturday night. This will put you right to bed. Argentina, Switzerland. I have Argentina advancing because I don't think there's any other way. I just have Argentina. I don't really have too much to explain here other than I think Switzerland's rather boring. I think they're very fortunate to have gotten this far along in. I thought this was kind of going to be Colombia, Argentina, and that would have been a game to look forward to, but I don't see this even as a match worth watching. I mean, I'll watch it obviously, but I could see Argentina taking care of business pretty early on.
No, I agree. I think everyone wanted that South American matchup of Argentina and Colombia. But what you're going to see Argentina score. We're going to see goals. You're probably going to see a messy goal. I mean, probably you will see a messy goal because I think he's going for 9 straight games now. But the Switzerland team's going to play like Egypt. They're just going to sit back and play that
Mhm.
defensive structure. And you saw Egypt do it. Can you do it for the full game and get a goal? And I don't see Switzerland being able to do that. And I just don't think FIFA will let Argentina
I
lose
knew you were
here
going to go there.
and see Switzerland versus
All right. All right.
Switzerland versus England or Norway. But I do have a low scoring game here. I think it is a 2-1 game to Argentina, but I can't see Argentina losing here.
No, I can't see him losing. I think it'll be boring as all hell. I could see 2-1, 2-0, 1-0. Something real low score and real boring. But yeah, Jay, that brings us to the end of the quarters. Anything that you want to leave the listeners with before we move ahead?
Running out of games here, man.
We
We're
are
coming
running out of
down to the
games.
wire.
I'm really getting afraid of what I'm going to be starting to fill my free time with. Like I don't know. I guess USL tonight. I don't know. Maybe I'll start a Netflix show. Listeners, I'm going to ask you. I need new Netflix recommendations clearly until the Premier League starts or until our fantasy draft on the 16th. But anyway, moving right along to everybody's favorite segment of the podcast, the Blues Corner. Justin, what do you want to talk about on the Blues Corner today? The
I don't know.
Blues
I don't know how I
Corner.
feel about this deeper voice.
It's like some jazz. The Blues Corner.
Okay, so my topic is more focused on 3 players. Who is going to be Chelsea's most important player this season? Cole Palmer, Moises Caicedo, Reece James,
Not him.
or this is a big if, Enzo Fernandez stays, which I think he is staying the way everything's going.
I think he's got his full dick out the door, so I don't think he's staying. I think
Right?
Reece James is not dependable. I think it's got to be Cole Palmer. Because if our offense wants to have a chance, he's going to have to be our most important player this season. We've seen our offense without him. It's shit. So if he's not our most important player this season, then we're in trouble.
I disagree. I think it's Caicedo.
For the
I
upcoming season, who our most important
yes,
player is?
yes. I think without Cole Palmer, you still have seen that this team can score goals.
Timeout.
Listen,
Timeout. No, no. Look at the end of the second half of last season
do you
after
want me to bring
Enzo
up Cole?
Maresco
You want
left.
me to
It
bring
was
Cole
like,
Palmer's?
but don't
Let me
tell me it's Caicedo when they're losing 3-0, 4-0, 3-0, 3-0 because your holding defender can't hold shit.
with Palmer, we lose creativity. I 100% agree. But without Caicedo, there is no control on that field. And
I
this
disagree. I don't think
and
you
this
even need
team is a
him.
shit. This team is a we don't need him. If Caicedo was not on our team, we'd probably be close to relegation last year.
I mean, we were already losing 3-0 almost every match. How much closer are we going to get?
No, you're out of your mind.
We had like 10 matches in a row. Yeah, no. Give
I'm
me Cole
I'm
Palmer. If we wanted to get rid of Caicedo tomorrow, I would let him go.
that is the dumbest argument I've ever heard.
Nope. Nope. I think everybody
Who
thinks,
controls our midfield then?
I think
Where's our midfield? You're a
our
big
midfield
midfield
isn't
guy.
that good. It's not
You're
that
you're
good.
you're
I
a
don't
big
think
midfield
Caicedo's
guy.
that good. I don't think he's good. I don't think he's as good as a midfielder as everybody has been selling themselves that he is. I don't think he's some otherworldly holding midfielder. I think he's a good midfielder, a good holding midfielder. I think he's very replaceable. I don't think you know why? Because you're not losing 3-0 nine straight weeks if you have an otherworldly center holding midfielder. You don't. If you have like Yaya Toure back there, you're not fucking losing all those matches like that. If you have somebody like Serge Busquets, like you're not losing those matches. Makaleli,
Chelsea lost 2-1, 1-2-1, lost 1-0. I haven't heard 3 yet. Tied
okay, keep
1-1,
going.
lost 2-1, won 1-0, lost 3-0, lost 1-0, lost 2-0, lost 2-0.
Okay.
These are Champions League games. That's that PSG we got killed. Lost 1-0, won 4-2, won 4-1, lost 2-1, tied 1-1. I don't see anything where we're losing 3-0 over here. So I don't
You just said
think.
we lost 3-0. You just said it.
Yeah, you said like 10 times. It hasn't been 10 times. I've
Okay,
named it
so
like
all
three
right, two
times.
zero, 3-0. We lost 3-0 to Brighton at the
There's
beginning of the season too. If you go
I'm
through the
not going
whole
all the way
season,
back in the season. Should I bring up Cole Palmer stats?
I know what he did,
How
but he
awful
needs
he's been for the last year and a half?
yeah, but we need him. If you're saying who's the next important player for next season, it's gotta have to be the guy who can score goals.
It's Caicedo.
It's not because he doesn't do his job now.
He does do it. And Palmer doesn't do his job either.
But that's why we need him because he has done his job in the past. And when he
And
did do
so is
his job in the
Caicedo.
past, mm, Palmer's contributions when we had to have those big games, they were bigger contributions.
Listeners, let us know who's the biggest jackass here. If it's me or Ian, please. This,
I don't think
this,
Caicedo's this. I
we,
really
we,
don't think he's
we would
that
like to
that.
hear it.
I don't think he's a guy we need to keep.
Ian, what do you want to talk before my blood pressure goes through the roof like this candy cane jersey I got on
Well,
right
you
now?
said you had three players. Oh, was that the only one? Well, you said you had.
Yes.
I didn't know. Well, you said you had three players and you listed four. I thought you had three questions.
No, that was just my
Okay.
main
Okay.
question.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. Fair. I like that
Jackass.
question. Look, yeah, I need Cole Palmer.
No, just move on.
He's got to be the most important. You have to be the most important. Um, I got one for you. Front of kit sponsor. Who do you think it's going to be, and what month do you think they're going to come in? Well, let's put it this way. Do you think it'll be a big company or a small company? And do you think it is going to come in the fall, winter, or spring? Because we still don't have one.
Isn't it IFS right now, or did that's over
Nope,
with?
nope, that's done. No, no, they want
That's
25
done.
million. Yeah.
Who would I want?
No, just
Dude, I don't.
big. I'm saying, is it? Do you think it's going to be a big company, a small company? Like you don't. I don't need a specific company. Like I don't
It's
need
it's
you to be like
it's gonna be
Apple.
it's gonna be big. It's not gonna be. Well, did you consider IFS
IFS,
AI?
no.
Did you consider that as a big
Or the
one?
other one? What was the other one? Sport Vision or whatever that one was.
No,
I
see,
haven't heard of any of the last few shirt sponsors.
yeah, I don't know. I like it without a sponsor. If we're being honest, I
I
think it
do
looks so
too, but it
much
means we're not
nicer.
making any money off it.
Yeah, we do need that money.
You know what I mean? Like we do need some money. We're out of hotels. We can't sell anything. We're done.
I really don't know.
I'm going with small sponsor
Wait,
post,
wait, 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 wait. And this says IFS as a principal partner, long-term collaboration expected to last through 2028.
but they're not the front of the. They're not
They're
on
not.
the jersey
That's in general.
unless that's a brand new article from yesterday.
I don't know. It doesn't have a date.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. Again, unless it's a brand new article from yesterday. But yeah, give me a small sponsor after the winter transfer window.
After the transfer window?
That's what we did. How many? We did that a few years ago.
I don't
Pochettino, I think,
know.
when they brought in Sport Vision.
True. Yeah, I don't know.
Justin,
I'm
not a
just
lot
trying.
out of you.
No, because this question just did expect this question. I don't know what if it's going to be small or big. You would think Chelsea, it should be a big sponsor, but
Okay,
I was
well,
just
let's go over the
I
chronological order of their sponsors.
I was trying to look for sponsorships they were talking to or something like that, but I couldn't find anything.
So we have here we go. IFS in 25-26. 24-25, we had DAMAC Properties, DAMAC. 03 to 04, 24 or 23 to 24, Infinite Athlete. So not Sports Vision.
I didn't mind Infinite. That one I didn't mind that one.
Before that, we had three. That was probably my favorite. Or Yokohama Tires.
That
Before
was a
that,
good one.
Samsung. Before
Samsung was a
that,
good one.
Emirates. Auto Glass. We had Coors from 94 to 97. I can get behind that. Amiga. Commodore was a
Uh,
computer in the time. We had Samad and Gulf Air in 83 to 84. We have regressed with the short sponsors like twofold. Yeah, not good. I'm going with a small club and I'm going after the holidays. Yeah,
yeah,
I
it's kind of worrying. It's just kind of worrying. Like I'm literally searching it up online, and there's nothing
yeah, no,
that's coming into consideration.
because they
Up
want like
here, HP is the strongest recent rumor. That's funny. That's what my laptop is right now. HP, worth roughly 45 to 50 million per year.
I can't get behind a kit that has HP on the front, man. I can't.
And then they're talking about right here another technology or AI company.
Oh God, just bring back Coors.
But they're looking for a global brand rather than a regional sponsor, around 60 to 65 million per season.
That's nuts. I thought it was 25. What, $65 million
This is
quid
what
per
they
year?
say. You know what? Put it beyond the ball. Right in the middle of the jersey.
If I ever won the lottery, I would put it right on there. One season of
Me
Beyond the
and Ian
Ball.
will take $10,000. That's it. We'll take it. You can have it.
No, we have to pay them, man.
Nah, they ain't getting our fucking money.
That's how that works, though. You have to
We're
pay
we're
them.
we're too good for them.
That's how you. They
You got
don't pay
10,000.
you.
You got 65 million on you?
No, I've,
Imagine how
no.
big
I'm.
imagine how big this pod would get. Just go
This
take
pot
out
would
a
be
loan real
huge.
quick. Go take out a loan.
Everyone listening to us and tell us we sucked. We'd all get canceled immediately. Oh
Probably.
boy. All right, Jay. Anything else you want to leave our listeners with this evening?
No, get like I said before, getting down to the wire of the World Cup. Continue to enjoy these games because pretty soon we're not going to be able to see them like this every day.
Yeah, that is upsetting, but all good things do come to an end. But we do have European soccer starting up, and we're gonna roll right into it. We're gonna roll right into it after that World Cup's over. You better believe that first episode is going to be European match focused after we break down the World Cup final. So that is my favorite time of the year, especially watching the Premier League. So I'm getting really excited, especially after this last storm. We had some colder days. I'm a fall guy. Looking good, looking good. But listeners, thank you as always for tuning in, listening to us jibber jabber. As always, leave us a 5-star review, like and subscribe, comment. We want to hear what you want to talk about on our next podcast. So definitely leave us a message. Let us know what you want to hear. And from all of us over here at the Beyond the Ball podcast, until next time.